Hi, I'm Kate Pankhurst and I'm the illustrator and author of the Fantastically Great Women series of books. And I'm going to talk to you about fantastically great women, scientists and their stories.
Kate, can you tell us about your favourite scientists from the book and why you think they're fantastic?
One of the chapters I really enjoyed illustrating was the chapter about Katia Kraft, the volcanologist. Who travelled the world at a moment's notice. She'd get a call saying that it looked like a volcano was going to erupt somewhere, and she'd be on a plane with her husband, and they did crazy things like camping inside the crater of a volcano. Which I read that and was like, what? Did they actually do that? That's crazy.
Mine was Mae Jemison, because I really liked the fact how you showed that she was like the first African American astronaut. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's really inspiring, her story, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then there's a really beautiful image of May having loads of fun up in space, where she is floating inside the spaceship that she's in, and she's almost she looks like she's dancing in this amazing photograph.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit cheesy, but she reached for the stars and she actually did get there.
My favourite was Rosalind Franklin because my name is actually Rosalind, partly because of Rosalind Franklin. That's why I really liked reading more about her.
Yeah, oh fantastic, that's great. Yeah, because I put her in one of the picture books that we did. But it was great in this book just to delve into that in more detail and find out a bit more about what it was like to be her. But yeah, that's great that you're named after her. That's a brilliant namesake.
So if you could be any type of scientist, what would you be and why?
So being an illustrator, I do lots of drawing with a pencil and a piece of paper, and I'll always do that. I really enjoy it, but I use a computer to help me a lot make my artwork. And one thing I've never been able to find is a tool on the computer that'll let you draw with like a really realistic pencil line. So maybe I'd be a computer scientist.
I would definitely be a chemist because I love mixing things together, but I do mix stuff in the house and I get into a lot of trouble with my parents.
Lots of like potions and experiments.
Yeah.
Have you ever managed to make a really big bang with anything you've mixed together?
No, not yet. Could you tell us, what do you think will be the future of science?
So the really exciting thing about the future of it is that it's sort of children like you, isn't it? It's kind of the direction that you guys are going to take it off in the future.
I think the future of science may be that scientists put their energy in trying to stop climate change so that we can live peacefully with nature.
Definitely, I'm hoping.
What was your favourite part to write in your new book?
One page, I don't know if you can see it actually. Can you see that on screen if I hold it?
Yeah.
It's a poster that's based on a real poster that existed. So it's in the Marie Curie chapter. So she discovered radium, which was a new element, which was helpful in treating cancer. But the thing that was really interesting about radium was that it glowed, it gave off a greenish glow. And Marie Curie actually slept with a jar of it next to her bed. But what people didn't realise until much later on, when it was a bit too late, the radiation that it gives off can make you really poorly. Things like that, where you get to kind of change the pace of the book and put across some of the information in an illustration, I really enjoyed doing.
Kate, I see you share the name with the suffragette Emmeline Pankhurst. Are you two related?
Yeah, a little bit related. So I've always known about Emmeline Pankhurst's story, but then an aunt of mine looked into our family tree and she uncovered that apparently Emmeline is my, I think it's great-great-grandfather's brother's son's wife. So it's quite distant, but I am a little bit related to her side, I guess her husband's side of the family.
What inspired you to write your next book on female scientists and like your other books on powerful women?
I come up with a character for another story, for another book, and she was a lady explorer who travelled the world, and she had a museum that she was bringing back weird objects to put in her museum, and I based her on Amelia Earhart. So she was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic, and I got really interested in Amelia's story and all the imagery around it of her red plane, and that just kind of a few like bits of the jigsaw fell into place, and then before I knew it, I had an idea for the first book.
There are a lot of other scientific women who aren't really acknowledged like the ones in the book, but will you potentially make a follow-up which has maybe even more?
Yes, definitely. We've got more plans in the pipeline. Some themes that we're exploring are fantastically great female artists who've changed the world. And other things we've discussed are kind of sports women. Are there any sort of categories like that you think we should do in a book?
I think authors.
I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. It was great to talk to you about fantastically great women, scientists and their stories. And yeah, I hope you enjoy reading it if you get your hands on a copy. Nice to see you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.